Oh, hey there, New York. This March, when we get our 4th fare hike in 5 years, you may hear someone wonder out loud, how many more times they gonna need a raise? That is the right question to ask, but probably about the wrong they. That is, the people who are getting the raise we're paying for are not the workers. The transit workers, the ones who actually performed the enormous task of re-enabling movement in New York City after Hurricane Sandy, they've been working without a contract for more than a year. Lots of them have been laid off, and they're seeing their pensions and benefits under attack.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
So if we're all about to start paying a lot more, and the money isn't going to the workers, who is getting the raise? Well, as always, with austerity policies like fare hikes, the answer is the banks. While pensions and benefits are getting more expensive, by far the biggest expanding expense over the next 10 years in the MTA's non-discretionary budget is debt service and interest payments. This debt has all accumulated as part of the capital program that you see advertised with the improving nonstop slogan. The new shopping mall here in the financial district. The extension of the 7 train to hit the luxury real estate development at Hudson Yards. Basically, all of the places where the rich people live and work. The big banks underwrite bonds that the MTA spends to build stuff. And then they hike our fares to service the debt. So we wind up paying for the high-budget construction bonds, only with hundreds of millions of dollars tacked on for the enrichment of the bankers in the form of fees, interest, and crappy deals we got snookered into called interest rate swaps. Here's how the swaps work. Before the financial crash, these bankers sold the MTA a derivative, whereby the MTA would pay the banks a fixed interest rate, in return for which the banks would pay the MTA a variable interest rate, as set by the Federal Reserve. This was supposed to help protect the MTA from the risks associated with a fluctuating market. But after the financial crash, the Fed pushed interest rates down to basically zero in order to stimulate lending. This had the effect of sending hundreds of millions of unearned dollars directly to the banks, paid for by the fare hikes. Over the last 40 years, American workers have hugely increased our productivity, but our wages have been stagnant to falling. All of that surplus is captured by the rich, who in order to keep soaking up money are making the subway more expensive for us, the New Yorkers who go to work for a living and who take the subway, among other places, there and back. 34% of the riders of the subway make under $25,000 a year, and 64% are people of color. That's who's paying so that the bankers can keep up their addiction to wealth. I'm not sure we can afford a lot more fare hikes, though they are planned every 2 years as far out into the future as the budget has been forecast. It's time for us to start figuring out what we're going to do when we can't pay, and how to determine that the number more raises they are going to extract from us is 0.